All right. Looking back this past Saturday, I thought we went out to Bowling Green. We had a good week of preparation. We were going to face a different opponent that was going to go fast on offense, and we thought they were very good up front on defense, and a solid special teams team. And I thought our guys prepared well, and we went in there with a feeling that we could go in and beat a very good team on the road. And did not get off to the start that we wanted. Got down 14-0, and then I think the turning point was when we forced them into a field goal, missed the field goal, and that gave our team some momentum at that time. And then, the big point in the game was the pick six. That really was a huge play to get it to a 14-10 game. We were disappointed they got momentum back, scoring right before half, and went into halftime still feeling okay, though. And then the second half, I thought we were really a tough team. We played well and really battled, and then gave ourselves an opportunity to win with 13 seconds left in the game. And, so I was really pleased with our team's effort and our grit and our toughness just to hang in there and keep plugging away and eventually get things going on offense and defense and really battle to have a chance to win the football game.
Did this team surprise you at all, the way it came out of the locker room after three sluggish halves on offense?
No, I'm not surprised by our team. With those guys every day, we work hard, we prepare hard, and we just needed to play better, working out some details. And, we ran the football better. I thought Keaton played very well most of the night. He just was really sharp and made plays for our football team. And then defensively, with the exception of two big plays, we played pretty good football. They had a tough time running the ball, and we got our hands on some balls. We had 3 picks, which give your team momentum and give you chances to score and give you opportunities to win the game.
What did you learn about your team over the last 2 games?
Well, I think I learned that our guys are going to hang in there and really compete. The scoreboard hasn't been in our favor, and that's tough. And sometimes you can get really frustrated, and we address those things. We can't get frustrated. We got to keep chipping away. And I think on Saturday, you saw us, not do as well as we'd like early in the game. We got to do better early in games, but eventually we kind of wore on the defense, and we were able to move the football. And I was really pleased with the 2-minute drive. We were in control of that drive and made a number of good plays, and we did it without timeouts left, and our guys were calm and composed, and eventually scored with 13 seconds left. And it was a good feeling on the sideline, and I learned that our team's going to battle and compete, and that's the expectation. So I'm hoping that's what we get from them.
First time since 2010 that this team started off with 2 road games. How much more important does that make the home opener?
Well, I think this game is really important to us. The home opener, we really need to get a win so we feel better about ourselves. Plus, you got to get in the win column. That's what we do this for. But, it's going to come down to our preparation. We still keep it real simple. Tuesday's practice is going to be very important for us, that we get off to a good start, and we feel like we're playing a good opponent that's coming in with some momentum after what they did this past Saturday. But it's a real important game for us, and we're excited. I'm excited about being at home, and I'm sure our team's going to be pretty excited too when we get to Saturday.
Do you think later in the year you can look back at the second half of Bowling Green and say that's where the tide of the season turned, or is that making too much out of one half of football?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to look back to that half till probably at the end of the season. Then we can determine if that made a difference. But we sure liked our football team in the second half. That's the way we want to play. We stopped the run. We didn't allow big plays with the exception of 1 3rd and long. We ran the football. We were efficient on offense. We'd like to score a little bit more. We got to finish some of those drives earlier where we were kicking field goals. But we sure liked what we saw in the second half, no doubt.
Are you seeing a different player out of Deion Harris here lately? It seems like he's playing with some more confidence.
He competed very well. I think in our 2 games, he's competed probably as best as he's done in his career here so far. Now, we still are going to challenge him to be more technically sound and keep working on his technique, but we like the way he's competing at this point.
What's your history with Nielsen? Yeah, you've coached against him.
Well, he
before.
hired me.
Yeah.
He was my boss for 4 years at Duluth. That's my history with him. He does a very good job. We're going to play a well-coached team. Got some guys that we recruited and coached at Duluth that are on the coaching staff, and got their offensive line we coached with at Southern Illinois and coached against him when he was at Chadron State. So we know a lot of these guys on the staff, and they'll be well coached and they'll be ready to play. So this is going to be a big challenge for us.
Does that make it harder or easier to kind of get the game plan to go, and that you know kind of what they are and what they want to do?
I think you kind of put those things to the side and you really try to analyze the video, and obviously you think you know guys a little bit, but that can hurt you a little bit sometimes too. You got to look at them like any other opponent and study and analyze what you see on the video and what they're doing now, and try not to draw too much from the past. But we do respect what they do and how they go about things.
Talk about the tradition of Saturday's game. I mean, obviously a long-lasting tradition here at UND. Just talk about what this game means to the football program.
Well, the Potato Bowl is a big deal here in Grand Forks and in the region, and we expect a good crowd. The week's exciting. There's a lot of events that go with it. We obviously are going to have our team focused on our preparation, but we'll get out there at University Park on Thursday night. We think it's a great opportunity to have a connection with our fans and our supporters, and we appreciate all the hard work that goes into this event, because it makes it a week-long celebration, and then we get to the game, which is the highlight of the week. And it's always been a big game. I remember my first Potato Bowl experience back in 1989. It just seemed different to be surrounded by all those activities of the week. But, again, you got to really focus on our part is to prepare well for the game and then compete like crazy on Saturday afternoon.
What do you think about
UND and South Dakota have a long, what happened? Time's up. UND and USD have a long history in the old NCC. Do you have any special memories of this rivalry, either games here or there?
Well, as a matter of fact, the first game that I was part of the coaching staff here in Grand Forks was against USD, and I believe it was a Potato Bowl. So have some of those memories and have some memories going on the road there, but it's always been a tough, hard-fought football game. Seems like even though the coaches and the players have changed throughout the years, it's been a real physical, hard-fought game, and that's the history and tradition of the game.
What do you think of the South Dakota Weber State game? It had some wild twists.
Yeah, it shows some character for their football team. To be down 21 in the fourth quarter and come back and tie it up and win it in overtime. I'm sure they're pretty excited about what they were able to accomplish on Saturday, and they were at home and playing against a good team, and that'll give them some momentum to go on the road and to come here to Grand Forks.
Is it tough to come to Grand Forks from Vermilion? I think it's been a real long time since South Dakota's won in Grand Forks.
Well, we hope it's tough to always play in Grand Forks. I've said it several times. The biggest way people can help our football team is to fill the Alaris Center. That would be just a wonderful, wonderful thing for us to experience, and I think it helps the home team. We got to create the energy by making the plays and that, but the crowd can sure create some energy for the home team and make it tough on the visiting team.
They give up a lot of points. Is that a product of who they've played, or is that a product of them, do you think?
Well, looking at the tape, I'm sure they're working things out too, just like we are. But, they played against a talented football team that hit some creases and made some big pass plays, and, they got some favorable field position, and that's what happened early. But the big thing is they were able to overcome it and get a victory.
What have you seen out of that South Dakota quarterback, the transfer from Minnesota?
He's very talented. He's a big guy that can really run. He's been pretty impressive in his first two games there, and I'm sure he'll keep getting better and better. But he's going to run the football. It's going to be important that we keep the quarterback run plays. We got to try to contain him a bit because he's got a lot of yards on the ground, and that's going to be a big factor in the game.
Very good.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.